Hi everyone, it's Miriam Ortiz y Pino here with More Than Organized. Sorry for the delay. I don't know what is happening today. We have lots of technical glitching out. My fancy new streaming software didn't want to work at all, so I've just gone old school and straight up Facebook session, which is great, except as you can see, I'm fitting out a little bit, so it won't be as great a quality, but hopefully we'll get the questions answered. All right, if you haven't been here before, every month on the second Thursday, I don't even know what day it is this week. On the second Thursday, I do a Q&A call, and I answer your questions live. So if you have them, feel free to put them in the comments section, and I will answer them for you. Oh no. Okay, so I had a few questions that are coming in from the email I sent out. So if you're not on my email list, be sure to get on there so that you get the notifications so you can get your questions answered. You can go to morethanorganized.net and sign up for any of my free offers, and it'll put you onto the email list so you get the notifications when I solicit questions. And let's see. I have a crazy glare on my glasses. I don't know why. Hang on one second. I want to adjust my light. I will not be able to sit there for half an hour. Okay. All right. Sometimes the lamp gets bumped. All right. Much better. So what I like to do is pick some questions. I have a whole bunch of questions that have come to me over the years, and then I also solicit new questions for each of these. So we'll be here a little bit. Let me set the timer so I don't overshoot my welcome. But, you know, tell all your friends if you have questions. We can get them answered here today. All of this is so fun, isn't it? Modern technology. Okay, so one of the first questions I have, and it got sent right after last month's episode. So it was about a complicated recycling center. Someone wanted to know, Terry actually wanted to know about how to simplify her recycle center, but I wasn't sure how it was complicated, and I needed a little bit more information. So let me just tell you what I would respond to anyone asking about a recycle center. So in what way is your recycle center complicated? And it's just hard to answer how to uncomplicate a recycle center when I don't have more details. So there's a bunch of things that are involved in setting up a good recycle center. One is, what community are you in and what is their recycling policy? Here in Albuquerque, we have a lovely blue bin that goes to the curb, and we can put in everything but glass, including a lot of electronics, small electronics recycling. So know what the policy is in your community. So if you're going to have to take it curbside or to a recycle center, is going to change how I talk about it just a little bit. For me, I get to put it all in my big blue bin, so I have office recycling here in the office for paper, and cardboard, and then in the kitchen I have one basket that I hold all the aluminum and plastic bottles and that kind of thing, and I just take those two out to the blue bin whenever they're full. And then for glass, I have to take it somewhere. So it's a bigger bin, so I don't have to take it as often, but it is right next to my regular trash can. So I just wait till it fills up and then I take it. So, you know, it's one of those, fill up a bin of recycling in your house and take it to where you need to go. Welcome. I want to see who's joining me. Oh, I can't see it from this angle. Hang on. Who's here? Hello. Glad you're here. Since this isn't the usual way I do this, I have a weird delay on seeing who's arriving and comments and such. So I have to look at it in a different spot on the phone. So let's see. Oh, it looks like people have been here. Is anyone actually staying around? Hello. And comments and such. All right, we don't want to actually watch it. So I'll see what I can do about seeing the comments. So sorry about that. It's so fun doing live video, isn't it? Okay, so one of my old friends, George, sent me a new question today. So he says, it's been a long time and I'm buried in treasures again, but I've been working on decluttering my space and time. Problem now isn't so much that I don't know what to do, but doing what I know to do. So the question is, how do I get off my lazy butt and get the work done? Motivation is always hard, and so this was such a great question that I went ahead and picked a few other questions out of my pile that are all similarly related to staying motivated, knowing where to start, how to prioritize, to make sure things stay organized, those kinds of questions. So my number one answer for how to deal with getting your work done is to really tie why you're getting organized to your desired outcome. You know, why? Why bother? You have to have the answer to that question or you'll never be motivated to do it. The second thing is you need to develop habits and you need to work with your brain on how that happens. And you have to know, again, why you're doing it. What is the desired outcome? And you have to have your plan of attack, and then you have to block out the time in your calendar, and you have to honor that time. And to get in the habit of doing things like getting organized, you need to set up a reward system ahead of time. You need to tie in all the various things, all the goals you might want to have happen. Yeah, so knowing that you're doing it for what? What is the reason you're getting organized for? Are you going to organize a home office to launch a new business? Are you going to organize your workshop to be able to work on more projects and make it easier when you do? Are you going to organize your closet because getting dressed in the morning is really frustrating and you'd like to feel confident when you get to work by not being frazzled with all the frustration of getting dressed from the stuff in your closet? See where I'm going with that? You need to know why you're doing it. So that what? What happens on the other end? Then it makes the temporary pain of getting organized or putting the stuff away or setting up the system or purging the clutter worth it. And that's one of the other questions I wanted to tie in. These are the questions are all about this motivation piece. And I had a conversation with some people in a mastermind group I used to be in. And there was talk of, well, how can I stay organized or find time if I'm not disciplined? And how do I find the time to get organized? And how do I prioritize? But one of the people in this mastermind asked, is it worth getting organized? Why would I spend the time in the first place? I'm not that disorganized, or I'm sometimes disorganized. I sometimes can't find things. Sometimes I can. But why would I bother spending time to set it up differently? And I'll tell you, it's so that you can do something else. Being organized is the thing you do so you can do the other thing you want to do. I believe it was Benjamin Franklin that said, for every hour of for every 5 minutes of organizing, you save an hour. And that is an hour you can put towards the thing you really wanted to do. So having said that, that is, what do you have to gather together to do the work you're about to do? And how can you make that take less time? And that's why you get organized. So that when you go to prepare a meal, it's not just that you're preparing the meal, it's that you have the ingredients pulled together and organized, the pots and pans you need to cook the meal, and the plates and silverware you need to serve and eat the meal with, and the way you're going to clean up after the meal. And at all those points, there's an opportunity to save time. And if you set things up properly and you take the time to do that, so your recipe is handy, you have the ingredients, you have the right spoon to stir the sauce, all those things come together to allow you to do the thing you want to do, which is cook a healthy meal, and do it in as little time as possible, and make the cleanup as effortless as possible. And that's why you get organized, saving those incremental bits of time. So yeah, sure, you can survive by not being able to find your left shoe every day, and sometimes hunting around the closet for the left shoe. But how often does that happen? I recently calculated for a client when you spend, say, 5 minutes looking for your keys twice a week, that's 10 minutes a week for 52 weeks. How long is that? I don't remember. Let me get my calculator. 52 times 10 is 520 minutes divided by 60. That's 8 hours. So that's a whole day of your life, a whole work day spent looking for your keys if you are only spending 5 minutes twice a week. So yeah, it doesn't seem that big a deal in the moment, but when you start adding it up, what else do you spend 5 minutes twice a week looking for? So when you get organized and you set up systems and know where your things are and how to access them when you need them, you can save up to 6 weeks a year for some people. And that's 24-hour days when we do that calculation. So tie it to what it is you're actually trying to do or what you're feeling frustrated about not having time to do. And then it makes it a little bit easier. Also, the more things you build into a routine, the more you don't have to worry about it. You do the routine, you get the job done, and you're not thinking about it. You're expending very little energy. So incremental savings of time happen when you do routine, and exponential time saving happens when you do it across the board of many different areas in your life. So a little bit of planning saves you a lot of time later, and you get more effective and efficient with the things you are doing. So when you're trying to get in the habit of doing things like George, how do you get the work done? Well, you have to set up systems to trick you into doing the work, whether it is an alarm on your phone or on the desk. I use alarms and timers all the time because that's how you know to do something new. It's time to go to that thing. It's time to go to the movies, or it's time to go work on the organizing, whatever it is. It's time to change your activity, your mindset, your focus to something else. So set those timers, reminders, have someone call you, set up accountability. There's a lot of things that can happen. But you also want to set limiters. So you don't want to get lost in the work and overshoot so that you're not doing something else. So I've talked about the Pomodoro technique many times, and it's when you set a timer for a certain amount of time and then you take a break, or the timer goes off and you are able to refocus and see, okay, I was doing that, am I still doing that, or is it time to move on to something else because I need to get other things done too. So just orient yourself with time a lot. And having, the 3 priority things you're going to work on every day is really great, because then you have it all set up and squared away to know what to work on now, next, and after that. I've talked about my way of focusing with that. So I'm working on this video now, and after this, I have a coaching call with the coaching group that I pay to be a member of. And then after that, I have to go to the store to prepare to pick up some things to prepare for an event I have going on tomorrow. So I know that what I'm working on now, and after that, and after that. So I don't have to worry about my focus of always thinking, oh, I can't forget that, and I can't forget that. I want to be here and present in the moment. And so I'm always this, next, and after that. That way you have your focus. You are in the moment, you're working on it. The timer will go off when it's time to move on to the next thing. And you know why you're working towards the thing you're working on. So I hope that helps. I don't know, it's a little bit nebulous to just explain without someone's very specific example. But George, just keep sticking with it. I know you've been working hard at this for several years, and it's really just a matter of tying it to why you want to do it. The outcome, not focusing on the details of how to get it done and the boredom that is sorting through a bunch of papers, or the difficulty in cleaning out a garage because it's messy and hot and dirty, or the fact that it feels icky and awful that you have to get rid of more clothes because they don't fit anymore. All of that is actually the excuses for why you don't get things done. What you want to focus on is you're doing it to create the space, the room, the clarity for doing the other thing. Whether it's buying a new wardrobe, whether it's starting a new business and you're cleaning off the desk, whether it is finally going paperless in your office by knowing where everything is. Okay, so that's my best solution for getting organized, or for getting off your lazy butt and getting work done, is knowing why you're doing it in the first place. So much easier. And that's the other place you can start looking for leverage. I am cleaning out my office so that I can start a new business, and also get rid of all this extra stuff that's in the way, and maybe create enough room to have a workout area as well. Whatever the leveraging you can do. And leveraging is when one activity is going to help you achieve two different goals or more. So sometimes, I go on a walk and I listen to podcasts while I'm on my walk, and they tend to be business podcasts. So I'm learning about improving my business while I'm exercising my body, and I do it outside. So I'm also getting that nature thing and a little bit of sun for some vitamin D. And all of that ties together to get me to the goal of wanting to be a healthy, well-rounded person who runs their own business and stays fit and healthy, right? So that's a way of leveraging, when all of that comes together in one activity, in one block of time, and it's helping me achieve 3 or 4 of my goals: staying fit and healthy, running my business, and getting out in nature. So all 3 things are achieved with the one walk, listening to a podcast. Okay, so leverage where you can. All right, I want to see if any questions came in, and I apologize. When I'm on this other screen, I don't know how to see it. All right. Let me reset it here. Any comments? I don't see it. Listen, I have 2 voices happening because I'm in 2 places. All right. I don't know how to do this. No comments have come in. Okay, so I guess you don't have any questions, and let me just double check and see if there was another question I had. I think I've covered them all. Okay. Anyone else having one of those weeks? I'm having one of those weeks where things are not going as smooth as they usually do. Don't have self-discipline. So it's not about self-discipline. Getting organized is not about discipline. It is about habit forming, routines, and doing what you don't want to do anyway. How do I find the time? Okay, you actually put it on your calendar, and you put an alarm, and you do it, and you realize you're doing it so that all of these things you're getting organized so that you can do something else. It's never about the organizing itself. It is not an end goal to be organized. It is an end goal to do the thing you want to do and support that by being organized. So yes, it's definitely worth your time. You're going to save up to 6 weeks a year. And we did that calculation a minute ago. And then how to keep, so one of the other people in that mastermind mentioned the feeling of isolation when you're getting organized, and you have to spend a bunch of hours on your own doing the sorting and purging and decision making, and it can feel very isolating, and how to keep making progress when that happens. Well, I would suggest joining some sort of community online. I don't have a group going yet, but if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know and I will set one up on the fly. But in the meantime, you can use this page and just comment on any old post and get some feedback and support that way. Reach out to friends and family. I like to do things like listen to other kinds of podcasts while I'm working on organizing projects around my own house. It just helps me feel connected. There's a certain intimacy with podcasts, or watch a TV show, or talk on the phone with someone you love. That can help as well. Check in with friends. Set up accountability partners via text or Facebook groups or pages. And just know that any fear and discomfort and lacking of confidence happens, all of that gets built up by actually doing the organizing. And then you're able to go on and do the thing. So I hope this helps. And let me take one more glance to see if a comment has come in. And I do not see it right now, but let me just click back in case it needs to update. There's always that little delay. Hello, everyone. Who has been here? Can I see who's been on? Hey, Donna. Nice to see you. I'm not usually this disorganized about this whole thing, but like I said, a little bit of a discombobulated week. All right. I'm not seeing anything else come in, so I'm going to call it a day. Don't forget, you can go to morethanorganized.net, sign up for the newsletter, and it will send you the reminder to ask questions via email if you're not going to be on here. And then this is always available on my Facebook page, More Than Organized Facebook page, so you can refer to it again later. And I'll put a couple comments about what kind of questions were asked and answered on this particular session. Don't forget, it's the second Thursday of the month at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, for those of you not in the Mountain Time Zone. All right, thanks for joining me, and you can always join a More Than Organized Monday as well. Those are 11 a.m. Mountain Time on Mondays. So I talk about other organizing topics there and then. Okay, thanks for coming. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.